We've got a showdown in the NFC North. It's the Lions and the Vikings. And it's coming up next on EA Sports.
Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
First and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
On first and 10, Goff. He'll get that complete to Hunter Bryant, the tight end. The game's first. Play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
Brings up second and 4 at the 31-yard line.
Now Goff. And that is incomplete. He's trying to get it to Amon-Ra St. Brown, and it's 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, Goff. And that's out to the flat for Swift. And he is going to have the Lions first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Now Goff on first down. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. The defensive end, Danielle Hunter, drops him.
And that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before it could even get started. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. Goff. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this belongs to the Vikings. So they will accept the penalty and move forward.
Automatic first down.
A give to Williams, running right. And he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well. That's on the tackle, Penei Sewell. Goff, a handoff here to Swift. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Here's Goff. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Goff. Trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And the return will stop right around the 25. So excellent starting position here for the Vikings. Leading them out, their quarterback from the University of Nevada, it's Colin Kaepernick. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. The solid stiff arm. And down inside the 15 he goes. Now after the running play, we've got a man down on the field. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Now Cook running right. And diving to try to get the first down. He's going to be a little bit shy of the marker. It's a 6-yard run. Leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. Kaepernick's going to try to sneak it. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Now this time, Kaepernick will throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there. There to make the grab. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Raymond now on the return. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
The Lions take over 1st and 10.
Offense ready to kick off their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Goff now looks to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd. Goff. And this one is incomplete.
I know this offense was expecting to do big things, but it certainly hasn't turned out that way, at least not through the first 3 drives. They're definitely going to have to put their heads together and start concocting some offense that'll move the ball downfield.
Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They fake the give. Now Kaepernick. Rolling to his right. On the run. He'll let this go deep right side. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Kaepernick. Strong running at the 30. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. 2nd quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. After 7-0 on EA Sports. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. On the move to his left. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Now a play fake, Kaepernick. And he's got this to Jefferson. And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 29-yard line. To throw, Kaepernick. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now Kaepernick again. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Working from the gun, it's Kaepernick. And it's caught in the end zone for the Viking touchdown by Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson there to make the grab. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now 14-0. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it's polished off by a Viking score. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Raymond now on the return. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. On the handoff, this is Swift. Swift's got the first down and then some. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs, and that one certainly fell into the latter category, and that deserves a couple exclamation points.
And this is a play defensively where you're just looking around and saying, what was that? What just happened? You're looking at your teammates, they're looking at you, and let's face it, your defensive coordinator, he's not going to tip his cap to it. That's not how football works, but he probably should have after that run. That was absolutely sensational.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
A good gain on first has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Trey Flowers, the former Arkansas Razorback, in there to get him. To throw, it's Kaepernick. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. They need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Kaepernick now to throw. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. They call it a loss of a yard there. And it'll be 4th down. Now the Vikings will send out the special teams crew here for a field goal try. This from 54 yards away. The kick by Joseph is good. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point, or in this case, a field goal.
Raymond now on the return. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27.
Let's go.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. They trail by 10, 17-7 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Meanwhile, Goff's throw going into the hands of Williams. Escapes the defender. And all the way inside the 35 before he goes out of bounds. A big play there for Detroit. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. From the gun, here's Goff. He's going to get that to Swift underneath. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Goff. And it's caught. And in for the Lions touchdown. Quintez Cephas from 13 yards out. And the Lions able to get this back within a touchdown. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And the lead is down to a field goal. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. Nwangu now from his end zone. And no Allen to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Play action. Now Kaepernick. Try to lay one up deep. And that is incomplete.
It's another zone defense. It looks like it's open for possibilities, but they did a nice job patrolling the middle of the field and forcing an incompletion.
Kaepernick to throw again. This one caught. It's the tight end Hawkinson. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Kaepernick. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Kaepernick. Dancing to his left. Kaepernick hit. Fumble. He lost the football. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half. The good news, they kept the ball. Bad news, it's 3rd and long. Here's Kaepernick. And he will dive trying to get the 1st down, but it looks like he's going to be marked down just short. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Would have been right at about a 52-yard field goal try, but no, they are going to go for this thing on 4th down. And it'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the 1st. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the 1st half. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. To throw, Kaepernick. Forced out to his left. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield. And it'll be incomplete. Good job staying with him defensively. And it'll bring up 2nd down. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. Joseph's got it. And that will do it for this 1st half. So we've reached halftime here in Memphis. And just like that, on we head to half number 2.
Final adjustments being made in the locker rooms. We're just about ready for the 2nd half from Minneapolis. And for the call, let's rejoin Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20. Call it the 20. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the 2nd half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the 1st half They didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
On first down, Kaepernick. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And they're going to speed things up here. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20.
This is one of those plays that can... either way, but we've seen the influence of the college game now in the NFL, where we're seeing more and more of these plays run, and that one went for a big gain.
Kaepernick now on first down, and he's got his man on the out route. And this will be a gain of 6 when it's all said and done, down to the 15 from the 21. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. Touchdown, Vikings! A great play there. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Kaepernick looking to throw for him, and that's caught at the 2. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it, because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius, as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
Raymond now on the return. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Out of the gun. Goff. To the sideline, and it's caught, but boy, he's out of bounds. Now they try to get him into space coming out of the backfield, but it'll be 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Goff. He's airing it out for Williams. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
Here comes the Lions punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Throw caught there by Osborne. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, They almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Now a give running right, it's Cook. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
If this was boxing, you think maybe they would have thought about stopping this one, because this defense has been bruised, it's been battered, but this is why they keep the fight going, right? They just got done with a really nice play, showing they still got a little bit left, don't they?
Haven't had many plays that they can clip, put in the film room, and smile about, but hey, there's one.
Clip and save.
They fake the give. Now Kaepernick. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big connection on that one. 33 yards.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. On play action, it's Kaepernick. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Aleem McNeil, he's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. On play action, it's Kaepernick. And incomplete.
Well, that play was certainly a little bit different because on the previous play, he was sacked. This time, protection a lot better. Had time to survey the field and still couldn't find an open receiver.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Kaepernick. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Back to the ground, Cook. They'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
They're in a pretty good spot right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They run it again with Cook. Nifty move, and he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's the Vikings in possession of the football and the lead. They'll be looking to add to that total. And did he break the plane? Yes, he did. Touchdown. Dalvin Cook taking it in from a yard out. And the Vikings have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. So the first drive ended in 3. This time they take it down and punch it in the end zone.
So that first drive felt like they were just gathering knowledge, didn't it? Just enough to kick the field goal on the first one. And the second time they put it all together and got it all the way to the end zone.
The extra point splits the uprights. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. And Detroit getting set to go now. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit and try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Goff. Bryant with a catch right side. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
A 9-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. On the draw, Goff will give this to Swift. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. 81 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, if they want to ride him down the stretch, he should have fresh legs.
On 1st and 10, Goff. It's caught by Bryant. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Second down and 5. To throw is Goff. And that's caught by the tight end, Bryant. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now Goff. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And incomplete on the deep ball.
The scoreboard tells a story for him, a little bit bleak, and while it's not quite desperation time yet, it's definitely getting close, but the defense reads the scoreboard as well. They're going to back up and make them really earn it.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Goff now looks to throw. And this one taken in by Cephas. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
But there wasn't much there with that hitch route. They didn't gain what they expected. But sometimes when you call a hitch, you really don't have an alternate to go to. You don't have a second route to throw it to. So sometimes you have to rifle in there and hope for the best.
7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6. Goff now looking to throw. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the 4th quarter here. You've held a team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. Desperation time for Goff on 4th. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Well, certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. 53 yards on the ground for him so far.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get in behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine. 2nd down, they go right back to Cook. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Just a loss of a yard there, but it's not going to help. Now they face a 3rd and 14.
An awful lot of congestion in the middle third of the field, but how about our defensive tackle right there? He didn't just hold the line. He provided some push and smacked the ball carrier down for a loss.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Handoff comes to Cook. And he'll get this into enemy territory, but not by much as he's down to the 48. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt.
Let's go. Let's do it.
So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second half, the adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the second half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.